Here we go, we're back with another Age of Mythology Retold casted game, and today we're doing something slightly different. I had a comment recently asking for team game content to see if there's any high-level team games that are about, and if I watch 2v2s, if I watch 3v3s, and I like to play them. I normally just solo queue, maybe I need to get a team together, but I really enjoy team games. I think they're probably the most fun that can be had. Sometimes they can be stressful, and there's a lot of really strong kind of concepts when it comes to team games where you can combine some of your god powers together or something along those lines, but I really enjoy it. And we're going to be watching two teams here that are very strong. So on this side, a bolt coming down onto, that's pretty wild, a bolt coming down onto the scout of Miracle here so that it stops his herding in, or his luring in, which is kind of wild. But we do see that bolt coming down from the Uwu side. So yeah, if we introduce the guys, so the Uwu guys, where are they? Where are we spawning? Purple. Well, this is a weird kind of setup. Okay, so we've got Jack. He's playing as Zeus. He's from the Uwu boys. Then we have J Red, who's in a kind of red-maroon kind of color. He's playing as Fuji. Oh my god, there's so much going on. We have Kido, who's playing as Kronos in the red. And then the other side, we have Ogneni. Now, I'm pretty sure this guy still plays Vubli, which to me is wild. I'm pretty sure he's been on Twitch streaming that he plays Vubli, which is wild to me, but that used to have quite a big competitive team game scene, so I can kind of understand it. Then in this side, we have a Russian gentleman, I'm assuming. I don't know, I'm going to call him the Yellow Loki, because I'm not sure how to say that one, because it's not an alphabet I'm familiar with. And then this side, we have Miracle, who, again, is a strong team game guy. So we're going to get into it straight away, and I didn't really introduce who these guys were. They were Hades, Loki, and Odin. So Loki and Odin, quite aggressive picks. And then over on this side, we have the Fuji, Zeus, Kronos comp, which has a big potential to be quite aggressive. Like 8 hours ago, J-Red and Kido are always keen for team games. They either try Q ranked just for custom. I'm sure they're happy to have you around. Ah, thank you, Young Oath. I'll send him a message. Maybe I could just start streaming some team games. But team games are fun. That's the idea. I haven't really spectated many team games. It's going to be interesting to swap between the players. So we're going to be seeing who's going up to the next stage. Who's probably going to go first? You would expect the Fuji to go first. And we're seeing Shio come through. Now, are his teammates going up at the same time? Yes, we see Hermes from Jack. And then moving over will be Kido going through Prometheus. It's going very early. So they're all advancing super early. On the other side, we see Ogneni not up yet. Then if we move over to his yellow teammate, he's not up yet. And the last guy is the blue teammate, and they're not up yet. So there's a potential for a big rush coming forward. So we'll see if the Uwu team is going to go for that one. Classical Age through Prometheus. Oh, it's pretty wild spectating these. There's going to be colors everywhere. Prometheans coming up to Miracle. Interesting choice. I mean, Sentinels can be dropped. Sentinels can obviously be dropped on any base, so it doesn't really matter if it's the Hades base or not, but that's who he's deciding to go for. Maybe it makes sense. The Hades is going to go for a later advance time. They did the bolt on the scout, making sure that Miracle had to drop a granary, which is a pretty heads-up play, to be honest. Jason is over here for Jack. Jason against Ajax is going to be even if they don't fight under the Sentinels. Trying to get some good value with the Prometheans as well. Are they also building units? We'll have a look in a second. Nice Ajax to scare him off. He only does 2 damage at the moment, but times 12 still kind of packs a punch, so you got to be scared there. But nothing really going forward. Jack, though, going for Blue's town center, going for Miracle's town center, while also getting some damage with the Centaur. Does have to be kind of worried about that. And then Ravens just coming through, seeing what they're actually doing, seeing if they're going for some kind of fake rush, which to me, as the observer, looks like they are going for. But obviously very difficult to kind of tell that. So you need to get your scouting in, because if your opponent goes for a fake rush and you try and defend it with loads and loads of units, then you're just going to be even further behind. Nice bit of damage coming through. So we do see the classical ages coming through from the other side. Forest Fire coming down to the spied villager, just jump straight in. Not much damage, but the Valkyrie is very strong. You need to try and get as much raiding power with this as you can. Valors are in, though, for Kido, so I don't think he's really going to be too scared. If your villager gets really low HP, you can just Valor it, or you can just do that and Valor and Shank and be fine, and make sure that your heroes are next to ones that are getting attacked. This town center did manage to get up town center on the back, trying to get up. There is two things here. They are both hero citizens, so that's why the Valkyrie isn't attacking those. But he does know that the Valor will be up in 30 seconds time. So, yeah, trying to get some value from that. And a really late classical age from the Athena. That bolt on the Kaleidoscopus really did numbers, to be honest. Did work. Quite surprised to see Miracle not switch up his build order, going for that temple earlier anyway, rather than just committing to the granary and kind of changing up his play. But hey ho, some players just like to stick to what they're doing. And we see second town center for all players except blue, I think. Second town center coming up for J Red, and we saw the earliest town center for Zeus. So it looks like the early rush was sniffed out, or the fake rush, let's say, was sniffed out by Ogneni's team. That's what I'm going to call it. Don't know if they have a team name. Still getting some good value, though. Jack is coming in with the Raiders. That's the second villager down. See, the villager discrepancy here is 17 in the favor of the red side. It kind of does, it is kind of because there's Kronos and there's Fuji, though, but still. They just seem to get more value because they kind of build quicker. It's kind of a weird way to go. Do I enjoy playing team games or solo games? I like both. I play solo games more just because I feel like I'm going to get a competitive match, whereas team games you often don't get a competitive match when you're solo queuing. It's either you either get stomped by a team that's playing together and you guys aren't, or it's the other way and everyone's really low rated and you're playing against people that just want to chill and yeah. But team games are fun. That's what I always used to play back in the day. Basically, was only team games. I just think they're super duper fun. Miracle coming through. He is getting his medium Hippias to defend Jack's Hippias. There's also, if you're used to 1v1s and you come to the team game meta, it's completely different. You wouldn't be seeing this in a normal game of the Hades and the Zeus going for mass Hippias, but it's something that you need to do on these kind of maps, because the map, I mean, look how huge the map is. It's absolutely massive. You need these units to get around. Normally you just see Poseidon doing this. Sometimes Zeus does, especially when he goes through Hermes, but often don't see mass ones. Is there a good relic here? Myth units are more resistant to pierce damage. It's okay. There's probably some other cool relics as well. See if any have been grabbed, to be honest. We see towers do more damage, not very exciting. This guy's got all the relics. Line of sight, very nice with the Kronos. Town centers are cheaper, and hero speed. So Kido here in the red's got some really good relics. Looks like there's not much pressure really being applied right now. And there is one thing as well that's very different about team games, is it's easier to hide your oracles. We do see a bit of a raid coming through for a Miracle in the blue. Nice catch out here, but decide not to go for it. Maybe he's got his eyes set on something. Didn't quite notice that one. Could have got a couple of kills on Jack's villagers, but didn't go for it. What we're saying about the oracles is you can really defend them, and you can get quite a few oracles out. If we move over here, he's already got 7-9 minutes in. Not something you see in 1v1s very often. So Atlanteans are a lot better in team game sense, for sure. So we are just seeing, between the two Greeks, there's a lot of raids going on, and everyone else is just deciding to sit back and do their own thing. The yellow Loki, he is building up some longhouses, also going up through Bragi, so getting up to the next stage. Kind of what Loki's want to do. Also decided to go through Heimdall, which is pretty wild, considering you want those fast hearses, in my opinion. I think Miracle probably wins this fight. He's got a Minotaur, he's got Achilles, unless there's some distraction going on while this is happening. The blue player would win this every day of the week. Minotaurs when there's no heroes are insane. Just FYI, it's probably because there was a raid going on down here, just wasn't really paying attention. J-Red's Tawu is going to scare off. Nice wall up here. I'd definitely rate this wall from Ogneni here. Some huge walls coming up over here. So this is, the map's not going to show up because it never does. This is Valley of the Kings. So you can get some interesting kind of spawns here. The Ati Oracles are like the only thing they have going for them in team games. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. They got to have something. They've got to have something. So how this is gearing up, you often get in team games, you very rarely get a 1v1v1 like you would in a 2v2, is you have basically two 1v1s going on with a bit of help. What normally happens in 3v3s is either 2 against 2, 1v1, or a 2v1 on both sides is normally what happens. And it looks like blue and yellow are kind of gearing up together to fight 2 on to purple side. And then it's up to J Red whether he wants to also help Kido on Ogneni's side, or whether he wants to help his player do a 2v2 kind of attack. It's just, it sort of depends with the matchups, depends what your enemy gods are looking like, depends what the map looks like. It's just, I mean, it's also just personal preference, whatever you decide to go for. But lots of myth units coming out for the red Chronos Kido here, while also Jack still trying to get some good raids off. Even a deconstruct on this forward settlement. So this is Ogneni's settlement, and this is Kido's one. Two opposing players, and they fit on one pretty zoomed in screen, which is quite wild, to be honest. Some crazy spawns here. The middle ones are all kind of in this circle here. But here we do see the 2v1 coming in. There's Miracle and the yellow Loki coming in to take out this town center. Will be taken out very, very easily. I mean, this was always the issue with going for this forward town center, is it does put you to actually losing it at some point. Jack is getting some nice value up the top, stealing things that aren't his. Unfortunately, villagers will go down. On this side, like the red boys, the Uwu boys, that they have so many more villagers though. Which is pretty wild. Is it just from raids, or is it just because we're getting loads of Quafus out? No, there's 2 Quafus. Anyway, big engagement coming in this side. The blue and yellow, they're really trying to go through, so we do see J Red coming over to help out. And I'm pretty sure Heimdall, Einherji Horn Blasts work for your allies as well. I'm pretty sure we saw that in some kind of team game, which is wild. Which means you need to spam these boys out, which that makes Heimdall does make sense. Nice forest protection. Great team game god power there being used on his ally to make sure that this town center doesn't go down for free while this is happening. We do see the 1v1, so it's split into kind of a 2v2, 1v1 situation. Behemoths aren't getting the value that they really want. Nice little choke. If he did have watchtowers, this would be a lot better for him, for the Chronos. Yellow is coming in. Hasn't upgraded his throwing axeman, which is quite surprising, considering he's got 32 throwing axeman, not gone for medium. Lightning weapons, only 15 seconds. The frost coming down here probably will take it down while this is going on. Lightning weapons on this side, flaming weapons, restoration and ceasefire. Everything dropped from both sides. A nice ceasefire. The ceasefire was pretty clutch. The ceasefire stopped the frost and the flaming weapons from the other side. I think the restoration was also from blue. So the one ceasefire kind of stops 3 god powers from the other side. That's a misplay from the Ogneni boys. Also, what are these throwing axemen doing? I think they're getting really confused. They really need to run back, and they need medium throwing axemen like ASAP. He has pre-queued it. Don't know what his resources are looking like. Yeah, it looks like he just needs to stop building stuff for the moment. But they're still so good. Down the bottom side, we do see that the teal units are running away, and potentially the Uwu boys are holding here thanks to forest protection, thanks to all of J Red's units, to be honest. Although there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of yellow. Pretty scary going on. And the throwing axemen, they're just not going down. Also, Jack not going for watchtowers. I mean, watchtowers is expensive. I should hover the other thing. But especially with this forest protection, it's so strong. You see that these units just are not being attacked. They're literally just losing damage to this forest protection. Or this could be... it could have been absolutely huge just to bulldoze those down. Still raids coming in, which I do love. Let's move back to this situation. Still getting some raids in while he's being attacked. This is a top player for you. That's what it's all about at the at top level. Trying to do some damage to your opponent, even when you're being attacked. Yeah, nice raids. I mean, that's where this villager differential must be coming from. And that blue only had 1 town center this whole game. That's probably more it. That's more it. And the raids. looks like Uwu boys, they have defended. Kido is attacking down here when he scared Teal off with his Ogneni, the Teal player. He had a really nice frost play, to be honest. If the ceasefire hadn't have come in, he might have been able to take down that town center, and it would have been looking pretty scary. Decent amount of heroes out. Decent amount of Goldie. Take down the behemoths. A Miracle wanting to come in for a bit of a raid. Actually, this could be huge on the back of those Caraballister. How many Caraballister are there? 7. If you can take down all 7, that's massive. These guys are so expensive. You do get some resources back because you are Kronos. Nice catch out with the Cantarius. Just needs to micro them away, but also going after them with the Goldie. Oh, they're going to go down so quick. There's absolutely massive value. Oh, coming around the back to snipe all of those Caraballister. Really nice play. That does leave the players up the top susceptible for some attack, though. You've got to be watching out for that one. Miracle is having a look around the back, but there's been a wall up for a good 5 minutes. Hippias coming in. It's just pure throwing axeman, which is something, it seems wild if you're used to 1v1s, but this is something that's pretty standard in your team games. If your ally, wants to go for some kind of front line, then you can just build back line and be fine. And we do see that the front line is obviously the Hippias. Moving on, we have Atlas coming through for the Kronos. Any other Mythic Ages coming through? No. Just Atlas. Which one is it? Trying to get good raid off, but there's a decent amount of units to defend this raid, so not too bad. Could even get some kind of wall off here if he's quick enough. Does drop military barracks, trying to get the wall off. Is he going to be quick enough? I think he is going to be able to trap them in, which is very, very nice play. Also, how he's built this building also is such a nice cutoff where not all of the units could have attacked the barracks. Does get a little bit of value, but not too much. But nice to see those happening. Now the Taowoos. That Taowoo ran out of special. We could have done so much damage. Oh my god, holy hero citizen coming in. Now we see the same thing where J-Red here is going for full back line, full front line for Jack with his Hippia, so very similar comps. But the Fire Archers are so much better against the Throwing Axemen than the Throwing Axemen are against them. And it looks like the push is coming in. Miracle decides that that's enough. There's too many Fire Archers in his face. And he decides to leave that one. They're just full heroes coming in when you know that people have resigned. Just do something. Just do something cool. Ogneni doesn't want to throw in the towel yet. He felt like he was doing well on his side. That's just how it goes. Them's the breaks when you're playing team games. Even if you feel like you were doing well your side, it's a team effort. Actually, we'll just zoom to the end. And a Team 2 victory. Very nice. Well played by the Uwu boys.